Hey guys, today we're checking out Portal Knights. So, Portal Knights, if you're not familiar, is a early access game on Steam, and I've heard it described as basically Minecraft meets like a poor man's Zelda, and I would tend to agree with that description. It is essentially like a sandbox type world with light RPG elements. It is like voxel based, so you can pick up little cubes of certain materials and then place them back down and craft things as you would expect from a game being compared to Minecraft. I've found it really enjoyable so far. This isn't going to be a first impressions per se because I have been playing the game for a little bit here, but I will give you my first impressions as we sort of go through some early to mid game gameplay. So we'll jump right in here. And here's my character. I'm playing the warrior right now, level 5, so I'm still pretty early. I've got about 2 hours in, as you can see here. And let's go ahead and hop in. I'm going to go with Universe 1, but you can carry your characters over to several different universes, or you can create new characters for new universes, whatever you choose. So the way this game essentially works is rather than having one single extremely large never-ending map like you do in Minecraft with several different biomes that you sort of venture through, there's several very, very small maps, each with one specific biome in this game. And the portals come into play by getting these shards through which you craft like these portal blocks with. There's a portal right here, so I'll show you. I don't know how to swim, so I'm not going to go that way. But if we run over here, avoiding these angry turtles and plants, you can see that portal there. And essentially, when you come onto a new map, these will be empty, and you can't teleport through them. But if you can get enough shards to create some, let's take a look here. Forget what they're called. So blue portal stone shards. If you get enough of these to create blue portal stones, 6 of them, you can fill in the portals and use them to jump to a new map. And each map can have multiple portals. This one had 2, I believe. There's one here, and I think there's one in there. Let's get away from all these enemies. You can limit their spawning. There's a certain thing you can craft that will basically stop the enemies from spawning in a certain area. And if you plan on making your home somewhere, that's generally a good idea. I guess we can check out some combat right now. So it's a little bit better than Minecraft, but it's definitely not on the level of like Zelda or other RPGs. It's a bit spammy. Also, the camera locks kind of strange sometimes. But you can sort of duck and dodge out of the way. That wasn't a great example. We'll get into some better combat later. As it gets dark, you get more enemy types. So you can see that there's different like plants and things here. This is like cotton, for example. If you hit them enough times, it'll drop some stuff for you. You get seeds and cotton, so you can create cotton farms. I actually started a little homestead over here, so we'll go take a look at that. And you can see some of the crafting and things. So let's get over there and check it out. This was actually pre-built. All of these structures are pre-built when you jump in. So you can add... Oh, that slime is jumping on my cotton farm. You can add to these. They're all made from the same blocks that you would be building with. So you can sort of tear them down or make adjustments as you see fit. Somebody was already living here. I just kind of made my home here. But yeah, she doesn't seem to mind. She just hangs out in front of this fireplace. The NPCs don't move. The enemies will run around and stuff, but these guys, they just stand in one spot forever. So I don't think she's going to be in my way. But this is the crafting bench, and there's all different sorts of things that you can craft. These blocks are, building blocks that you would be making stuff out of. And then you have like ingredients. So for example, we can make cotton cloth out of cotton, which in turn we would use to make like clothing and armor and things. Portal stones are used for, as I mentioned before, basically placing them into the portal so that you can jump through. There are different types of portals. So far, I've only encountered blue, but again, I'm very early in the game. These are all the different crafting stations. There's a lot of them depending on what you're trying to do. So, for example, I have a drafting table. And one thing I like is, once you've built these things on a certain map, you can look at them. So, for example, I have a drafting table upstairs. I can look at things that could be built through a drafting table. I can't build them here because this isn't the drafting table, but I can look at stuff and go, okay, you know, I'll need, you know, these materials. So if I wanted to, I could run upstairs and build a chair right now. And this is just like furniture type stuff. Then you can have like a furnace, for example, which I have right here. And this is for smelting like ingots. And so if you go over to here, you can see furnace tab. We have copper bars. Right now, that's the best metal, or the only metal really that I can work with. I had a bunch of copper ore. Don't have any coal. So yeah, you've got, you know, tools of varying quality. So you start out with like stone quality, and then you get up to, these are all like copper weapons and tools. There's some pretty cool varieties. So rather than just like a pickaxe and the basic tools you have from like Minecraft, you got like a pickaxe, or you can get like, you can build like a handheld mining drill to like tunnel through things. So if you wanted to build like an extensive mining system, you could do that with one of these. And then you have different types of weapons. I am playing the warrior, so I only have access to the melee weapons. You can see if you hover or if you select like bows, for example, it's got this symbol on it, meaning you can't use it. Same for the wands. And apparently we can use throwing axes, copper axes, reinforced hammers, copper clubs, and long swords. And each weapon type has a different advantage. So these are throwing axes. I guess that's probably one of the only ranged weapons a warrior could use. This axe, I don't know what the bonus is from that. It does 66 damage. Okay, so the hammer does less damage, more health regen. The club does less damage, but it gives you health. So if you're going for like a pure tank, that might be the way to go. And I'm currently using a copper longsword, which apparently does very little damage. It doesn't have any bonuses, so I could probably do better than that longsword, but I don't have the materials to craft anything right now. Actually, I could make throwing axes, but... Anywho, then you have armor. So these are like generic armors. Then we have the workbench armors, which again is like the first tier stuff. I've already moved past this, and then on the anvil we get into the copper stuff. So we've got like the Viking armor. You saw me wearing a little bit of this. I ran out of materials before I could make the whole set, and then the Beastmaster set is sort of on the same tier, but I've noticed that the Viking stuff is a little bit better for the most part. But again, there's different bonuses, so this one doesn't give you health where this one does, and things like that. So you basically have to look at the different stats and see what you want out of your armor. You can apparently craft skills. I imagine this is for the mage class, but I can't say for sure because I haven't played that yet. Then you've got consumables like potions and miscellaneous stuff like fireplaces and torches. Torches work exactly as you'd expect. You can hold them in your hands to light an area, or you can place them on walls. As you'll see in here, you know, I've got torches on the walls. Some of them are already here, some of them I crafted. This is my pet mouse that I found. And, yeah. So, just a quick thing, I'll show you the anvil. It all works from the same menu, so you're not going to see anything new. It just opens up new tabs within the menu. And then this is the drafting table. Alright, so now that it's night, let's go find some better enemies to fight. Okay, here's my cotton farm, by the way. And you can craft a hoe. The hoe essentially makes terrain better suited for growing things. And it just makes them grow a little bit faster, basically. So, we've got some orange slimes here. And then that guy is a Hollow Knight. They're pretty tough, but we should be able to take them out pretty easily. Basically, every world that you move to is a different level. This one is a level 3 world, I believe. So I'm level 5. I'm a bit stronger than most of these enemies. Let's just kill this guy real quick. But while you're fighting, you can just sort of like spam. But what you're supposed to really do is dodge And if you're facing tougher enemies, that's what you want to be doing. So let's move over here. I'm trying to avoid this guy's lightning while these slimes circle me. But yeah, I can pretty much just spam through. But you saw there, ooh, he hit me pretty hard at the end. You can sort of dodge out of the way. So what you want to do is, you know, land some hits, combat roll, land some more hits, combat roll. These guys are pretty predictable too. They're going to do that like little AoE thing. So as soon as they start charging it up, you can just dive out of the way. And so another thing about these worlds is, as I mentioned before, they sort of function like biomes in Minecraft. This particular world has coal, very small amounts of coal, and then a lot of plant life like trees and stuff. So if I needed wood, I would want to jump to, you know, this portal. But if I wanted more copper, there's no copper on this map. So what I would have to do is return to one of the other worlds that does have copper. And it seems like any of the desert biomes will have it. So this one did, in my experience, and this one did. So we can jump back here and travel there to Dusty Junction. And this will have different materials available. One thing though is that the plant life can't cross over, so if I were to harvest, say, like cacti, excuse me, from Dusty Junction here, I can't plant those cacti at the place we just were. They won't grow. They'll only grow in desert biomes like this. Apparently my mouse beat me here. So yeah, this is one of the desert biomes. And here they have fire hollow knights rather than the lightning ones. And there's also these little gem shards here. And so we can dig these up. And it'll drop a little flame ruby. If you are a mage, you can use these. I don't think there's any use for them for my class, but I can sell them. So I tend to grab them when I see them. But there's a lot of them around. You'll notice there's a lot less organic, like mine type things in this game compared to Minecraft. Like, you won't see a giant mine shaft that you can kind of go down and explore necessarily. Stuff will just be sticking out of the ground for the most part. So let's see. I didn't bother really homesteading on this place. I basically just went for what I needed to get the portal done, because I was actually under leveled, I think, on this one. And so I was having a pretty tough time with the enemies, and I just like basically did whatever I had to do to get that portal open and then left. It's difficult to build on like these maps because they don't have wood accessible, and wood tends to be the limiting factor for a lot of structures that you want to build. So short of like, I think the palm trees give you a very small amount of wood, but a place without like pine trees, it's difficult to craft structures the way you would want to. But it's not impossible. If you gather enough stone or wood or whatever, you could bring it here and build a base here. So let's see. We got water down there. I still haven't figured out how to swim. I can't figure out. You can jump pretty high when you go in the water, like high enough to get out if it's a certain depth, but if it's deeper than that, I end up just like drowning. Look, we got a guy here. They talk like the Sims characters, sort of. They don't actually speak, they just make noises. I already found the treasure, so there's not much to do there. But yeah, this is a desert biome, and again, if we needed copper, we would come here to gather copper. Or if we needed more of these flame rubies, but again, I have no use for them yet, as far as I can tell. But yeah, we can dig up all this copper here. And then this would need to get smelted into ingots, so we would need coal for that. Coal seems to be pretty difficult to come by. I've only found it on the map we were just on, and it's pretty rare on that map. Like, it's very... Oh boy, I just fell down a hole. Oh no, I didn't. Okay. Gotcha. Alright. That's a little bit too tall for me to jump out of. There we go. Let's fight one of these goblin guys. Well, they're more orcs than anything. These guys will actually flee. It's the only enemy I've seen that actually flees. He didn't really have time to get very far there. But yeah, so this has been the desert biome. And once you have biomes opened up, or I keep calling them biomes, but they're not. They're like maps. And you can see the maps are fairly small. Like this is the edge of the map. And yeah, they're not very big, and they don't go very far down. So let's, I'll drop down so you guys can get an idea of like what the underside of these look like. They're floating in the sky though. It doesn't go down forever. So it's not like Minecraft where you can dig down to like bedrock and get all sorts of good stuff. Also, the ores and things seem to... Oh, got dust maggots. Oh, apparently he's going back to sleep. No, he's not. Not very effective, but I already have it out. They'll spit like fiery slime or something at you normally. But yeah, the ore spawns seem to be roughly the same regardless of what level you're on. Like it's not going to be more prevalent down here just because we're at lower elevation. Like it's going to be the same as on the surface. There is a portal thing over there though. I didn't know about that. So yeah, at any point we can press M here and jump to any of the other places we've discovered. And you can see there's a lot of nodes that we haven't discovered. And I assume these are the boss fights. There are like bosses. Let's take a quick look at the RPG elements. So essentially when you level up you get 3 attribute points to spend on these skills as you wish. Also your primary skills, for me, Constitution and Strength, because I'm a warrior, you can see that by the sword there, will level up on their own. So that's why these are so high. As far as non-class specific skills like these, you're really not going to get much mileage out of them. For agility, the only thing I benefit from is increased run speed. Dexterity doesn't do anything for me because I have no ranged attacks. If I made throwing axes, it might, but like Wisdom, it's going to help with spell casting. Mana pool, again, I have no use for mana, so yeah, basically you're going to stick to these, and then agility. And then talents are unlocked every couple of levels, so 2, 5, 10, 15, and they let you sort of further specify. So I have sword specialization right now. It makes my swords hit a little bit harder. If I were, and you can, I'm like all over the place. You can switch these at any point, so I could do hammer specialization if I wanted to use a hammer and then go right back to sword. I am currently using fortification for tier 2. You may notice when I stand still, that little green aura sprouts up around me. That's what this is. It basically just boosts my health regen whenever I'm standing still. So I passively heal a lot quicker. This game does have like multiplayer and co-op, so that's, certain abilities are more geared toward that, so you and all players deal more damage with that one. This one basically lets you hit back harder after taking damage, and yeah, so that's pretty much the extent of the RPG mechanics. As I said, they're pretty light, nowhere near in depth as a game like Zelda or anything like that, but there are more RPG mechanics here than, you know, Minecraft. And then this is the like armory menu, and again there's pets. I only have the mouse pet, so that's what I'm using. And you can show or hide your helmet, so if you'd rather your character's face and hair show, you can do that. There's also vanity options, so if you prefer the look of something over another thing, you can drop it in here. I'm not sure exactly how to equip them. Let's see. Nah, it just replaces it. So yeah, I don't know how to equip stuff into vanity, but it could be specific items. I would assume that they'd let you, because they look like the same symbols as they do here. But I don't know. You have that option, so there's crafting, and then here's our map. Right, I was going to go back to our home place. Actually, let's explore a new one. I haven't really done anything with this one yet, so let's run around here for a while. So this is Autumn Springs. Let's see, we've got wheat and mushrooms. Copper ore is available here. And this is a list of all the different enemies that you will encounter here. And it tells you what they're weak to, but so far I found everything's weak to a well-placed sword. And since I don't have any elemental damage, it really doesn't matter. Alright, so this is the Autumn Springs biome. Pretty cool. It's got like this weird mystical vibe to it. There's also pumpkins here. I don't know why it wasn't showing up on the like dossier for it, because I've collected pumpkins here. There's also carrots apparently. I don't. The issue being that I can't like take these and grow them at my little home place, so I'd have to build a home here. Because again, I'm pretty sure I can't grow these elsewhere. But again, you can jump between these places at will, so it's not like it's that hard to just teleport to this map to come collect your carrots. Alright, so we do have greenhorn grunts here, and really, really large pumpkins. Pumpkins far bigger than I. And, slimes. But yeah, this is it. There's no structures here, so I would be like the only one living here. But this is actually a pretty good place to set up because you do have lots of trees, which again will provide you with plenty of wood, which is generally going to be the issue you run into. There is copper here as well, so... Oh, spiders. I haven't met any spiders yet. Wrong sword. Where are you? Oh, there you are. They didn't, like, poison me. I don't think he did. But yeah, so this has a good mixture of things that you would need. You don't need to eat or anything, so as far as farming goes, the food that you're growing is basically just like the equivalent of like minor health potions. And then obviously cotton and stuff you're growing to... Can I hit these? No. You're growing to use as crafting ingredients. So now that we've seen a couple different biomes, I'm actually going to jump back to the main menu and I'll show you guys character creation. And then just sort of give you my final impressions of the game. So I'm with the warrior there. Let's do a female ranger maybe. Well, I'll show you the details on all of them. So the warrior, strength and constitution, obviously you're strictly melee damage with the exception of those throwing weapons, which again I haven't tested yet, so I don't know how they work. The ranger is all agility and dexterity. Range damage, I don't know if they have any melee options available. And then the mage, which is wisdom and intelligence, and obviously elemental magic damage. So let's go with the ranger for now. And you've got lots of hair options. I'm pretty sure all of the hair options are available to either gender. So yeah, you can see she can use the same hairstyle I have on my guy. So basically all 29 of these are available to whichever gender you decide to use. I like this Viking haircut on her. And then apparently they can have beards too, regardless of gender, so that's kind of funny. You can have a female bearded Viking. Let's go with like blonde. And then for the face, you have the option of changing the ears. And I've noticed, for the most part, it's just like earrings. So you can do like earring on one side. Those are like bone earrings, studs, and then bigger ears, and even bigger ears. Let's go with some earrings for her. And this is your skin tone. Over here you have different face options, so you can change the shape of the eyes. You can go for like more sinister ones. They're all going to be fairly cartoony. But you have lots of different options. Some a little bit more cartoony than others, like that for example. You could be like Brock from Pokemon. Eye color, there's a lot of eye color options, like a surprising amount. I thought there'd just be like blue, green, amber, but there's like a bunch of different purples, and then there's a bunch of different greens. There's like a turquoise, a gray. So yeah, lots of different eye color options. And then a lot of different mouth ones too. And some of them are pretty funny, like they have good emotion to them. I think I went with this one on my other character. Very like excited. That one's kind of creepy. That reminds me of somebody from Adventure Time, I think. A little bit too happy right there. We'll just go with something simple like that. And then finally you have the voice type. So there's basically two male voices. 1 and 2 are going to be male. And they're just like grunts and stuff. For some reason they're not playing right now. But these two are male. And then these two are female. But yeah, it's just like grunts when they swing their sword or when they take damage or whatever. They don't actually speak. Alright then. And then you can name your character. So I don't know what to name her. We'll name her, I don't know. I've been playing Expeditions Viking lately, so let's go with a name from that. We'll name her Sigrid. Oh, I'm not typing. Whoops. I guess if I wanted to be proper, I could put the R at the end, but who cares? Alright, so there's a ranger. In the character creation, you're not really going to see anything beyond just like that. You don't get to actually like do anything with the actual classes, but it's exactly as you expect. You run around and shoot stuff with a bow. I think the range classes, if you're getting started with this game, are probably easier. I noticed at the beginning I was really struggling as the warrior in combat because I had to basically face everything head on, and until I got a good feel for like the maneuvering and dodging, it was tougher than I feel like a range character would have been. But anyways, I've really enjoyed my time with this game so far. I actually sat down just to sort of get an idea of how to play so that I can make this video, and I ended up playing for 2 hours yesterday, so I'd say it's definitely pretty engaging. I don't know how I feel about like the sandbox mechanics yet, because the way the world is sort of disjointed makes it feel like you can't really set up one main base in any one place. You have to sort of have bases all over, which maybe that's what they're going for. But you certainly can't just like have your main homestead and have everything in one place, because you're only going to be able to grow certain things in those areas. Unless your house is just utterly massive, you probably won't be able to fit every crafting station in there that you'll need either. Some classes are going to need more crafting stations than others. For example, the warrior is pretty straightforward because he just needs basic weapons and armor, whereas the ranger needs like a fletching station to make bows and arrows and things. Actually, there's no arrows, you just make bows. But yeah, the ranger needs an extra crafting table, and then the mage needs a magic table as well, and possibly other things. So depending on what class you go, you may need more than others. And you saw my little home that I borrowed was pretty full just from the handful of basic crafting stations that I had already built. So you'd have to build a pretty massive castle to like incorporate everything. Crafting, or excuse me, building in this game, we didn't really do much of. I guess we can hop in real quick and take a look at that. But it works exactly as you'd expect. It's a little bit less fluid than in Minecraft, just because the camera is a little bit less conducive to placing blocks. But overall it works. It's a lot more difficult to come by the building materials, I guess is how I would say that, versus like Minecraft. So for example, wood and stone. Stone is actually a fairly rare commodity in this game. You'll see, like, for example, here in Minecraft, this place would be like, you know, dirt and then stone on the bottom, but this is all dirt, so nothing I dug out of this would be useful. And then this is like, oh, that was deeper than I thought it was. This is like the closest you'll get to an underground mine right here. And let me get a torch out so you guys can see. It's gonna be all dirt. So you can see this is all dirt here, nothing stone wise. So you can find stone, it's just very, very difficult to track down. More often than not, you're gonna have buildings and stuff that you'll probably just have to tear down and use the materials from that. But as far as like placing stuff goes, you can see that little box right there. You just slap it on that, and if you place dirt in a biome, it's going to automatically take the appearance of other dirt. So if we wanted, we could just like build this up. But one thing I've noticed is it's a lot easier to make nice looking structures in this, because the materials will sort of adjust to look a certain way. So for example, if we throw down like a little bit of wood structure here, if you build a window into it, for example, let's go up a little bit higher. That's the other thing, is it's kind of hard to build up. Let's put a block down so I can stand on it. So if we built a little wood wall like that with a window, basically the blocks will change their appearance to sort of frame the window, as you can see right there. So you can see that those blocks all change their texture so that this has like a window frame. And then there's things that you can put in here that actually look like window frames. But yeah, so it's a lot easier to make nice looking structures in this, because as I said, the blocks are all going to change in appearance to sort of suit where you're putting them, which is really, really cool. They sort of conform to what you're trying to do, rather than in like Minecraft where you just have a generic block that will look the same no matter what you do with it. And there's all sorts of different crafting materials in this. There's like runestone blocks, there's different types of bricks, there's different types of woods. So you can build some pretty cool stuff. It's just, it's hard to come by the resources to do it. Generally, you're going to be very limited in the materials that you have. Oh, there is a structure here. I don't know what these little wispy things are. But yeah, there is a structure here. I didn't know that. And again, I haven't really spent any time on this map. Does this go underground or something? Let's take a look. Oh, it does. Adventure. So yeah, there's a lot more... Oh, fallen soldiers, huh? What was I saying? There's a lot more, like... I don't know what to call it, like inorganic adventure versus like Minecraft. You kind of stumble upon stuff that sort of happens as a result of the random map generation. In this, it's going to be more like... I think the maps are somewhat procedurally generated, but you'll find structures like this that look obviously planned out, which Minecraft has started to do more of as well. But yeah, you can come into places like this, and then you'll probably find like a... Oh, there'll be like a treasure chest somewhere down in the bottom of this. I struggle with these guys because they fly and I can't hit them. You can't like jump attack really either. There we go. Oh, he came after me. Thunder Gazer. Okay, got ya. Alright then, let's keep moving. And maybe we can get a adventure completed today. This one's a little bit longer than some of the other ones I've seen. Let's kill you quick, and then we'll go after the skeleton. Can you come down here, please? Oh, he hit me. They do some damage. The other guys aren't so much. Let's change target since he's going to stay up there. Come on, change target. I've noticed that pressing tab to switch targets doesn't always work. I don't know if that's like a bug or what's going on with that. Gotcha. Okay, let's take a health potion since I'm a bit low on health there. And eventually there'll be a chest in here. Normally the things are easier in this, but I think this is probably the highest level place I've unlocked yet, so that's probably why. Oh, you're not dead yet. I saw him dropping stuff. I assumed he was dead. By the way, you can like knock these open and there's stuff in there generally. Another one of these guys? I'm just gonna roll right past him. There it is. Two of you, huh? I don't think they are enough to kill me. I've got pretty good armor for my level, and they don't do a lot of damage. Come on, come down here. Gotcha, okay. And then we come down here into the chest, and if you hit it, it'll open up and give you some good stuff. And we'll leave it here. So this has been Portal Knights. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this and found it informative. I like the game so far. If you want to see more, feel free to let me know. I'm happy to keep playing it. But I would highly recommend it if you're into these sorts of games. It's got like enough direction versus... Oh, I should repair my sword. It's got enough direction, so if Minecraft is a little bit too sandboxy for you, but you sort of like that idea, this might be more your speed because there is sort of an end goal rather than just like survive. You don't have to worry about feeding yourself or anything like that. It's more like, set up a little bit of base and go on adventures. Obviously, the combat is fairly simplistic, but you saw there, it can be pretty engaging as a warrior because you're constantly having to like attack and then dodge, attack and dodge, with lots of different enemy types, and there are a lot of different enemy types. you get a pretty good variety of different styles of combat. And yeah, I think it's on sale right now. It's normally like $14.99 on Steam. I think it's going for like 11 or 12. So if you were going to try it, now might be the time. But as I said, I really enjoyed it so far, and I'm happy to keep playing it. So if you guys want to see more of it, let me know. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Portal Knights with you, and I look forward to seeing you back here for the next video.